What the hell is going on? Let's talk about it. So welcome to Dave Linthicum is Not AI. I'm Dave, an AI SME and an AI skeptic, looking at AI with a balanced perspective. Let's get started. So I'm going to post this video out of sequence. I was actually going to make this and post it in April, middle of April sometime. But obviously it's a more timely topic. I did get a lot of calls last week from reporters about it, and I gave my 2 cents on what it was. And I also heard from you guys that you wanted to know what was going on in terms of the sell-off in software as a service stocks, which were made around a paper that was published in terms of AI reducing the revenue. And let's kind of break it down because there is some truth here, but also there's some exaggeration here as normal. So the idea is that you sell software as a service systems to enterprises via the seats. In other words, you have 50 users, that's 50 seats. You have 100 users, 100 seats, and different tiers of, services that you get, via those seats. Salesforce does it, all the other software as a service providers. And by the way, there's a way more than you think, and it's a larger part of the cloud market than you think. And that's fairly a good profitable model for them. Obviously, there's not a lot of cost of goods sold. They're selling a service, so they're not shipping software, supporting software on some remote server that's at the customer site. They just sell seats. It's almost like printing money, and that's why the software as a service market kind of emerged before the infrastructure as a service market, 20, 30 years ago, because everybody saw the value in doing it. And I, in my career, I focused on software as a service as early as in the 90s, and the ability to provide integration services and application services. I just saw the utility in it. Instead of me replicating, a platform, on each of the customer sites, meaning thousands and thousands of platforms, I'm able to sell this as a cloud service. In other words, a common service that people can use on demand. And it seemed like it would make more sense, which it did. And obviously it's the primary way people are consuming software these days. So the argument that's being made is that if we're moving to AI and we're moving to AI agents, then the agents will access the software as a service system rather than the humans. And therefore, we're going to need fewer licenses because we can have a single agent, which is actually working with multiple humans, many, many humans, that will be using the SaaS system. And therefore, instead of selling 40 licenses or 40 seats, they're going to sell 4 seats. And that's the logic here. So I have some visual aids